Hello and welcome. In this tutorial we're going to cover functions. So we're going to use three different examples to understand what a function is, when shall we use one, and how do we define one. So to define a function we start with the first three letters of the word define, then we need the function name, and then parentheses, and the parentheses would include the argument if we need one from the user, and that's something that we'll see in the second example, and the colon. Now in the next rows what we do is we specify the code that will run once we call this function. This function is going to print three lines of code. So it will print hello, it will print how are you, and then it will print have a good day. That's all. So how do we run a function? Well, the function name and the parentheses. And that's it. Now, as expected, the function has run and we have our three lines of code as output. Now, as you can see, I can use this function as many times as I want. So if I want to run it 5, 10 times, that's completely fine. So if you have a code in your script that's repeating, what you can do is you can create a function, and instead of having that code 5, 10 times, you can just call this function. And it would not only save you time, but it would be very easy to modify it. So if you want to have another line, how are you doing, that's it. So you just have to change the function and it would automatically apply to everywhere where you had a function. So it saves a bit of time, and again it's easy to modify it later on. Now I've already mentioned that this parentheses can take arguments, and what I mean by that is if we have a function addition that takes x and y, so it takes two values and then it prints the sum of these two values. Well, this is how we do it. If we try to run the function without specifying the arguments, then we're going to run into an error, and the error will read, well, addition function is missing two required positional arguments x and y. And this error you might get when you're running another function, so it's good to understand what is the reason behind this error. Now we're going to solve it by specifying two values, x and y, and I'm going to have 5 and 10 as values. So if I run this function, what is going to happen is the value of 5 will be assigned to the variable x, and the value of 10 will be assigned to the variable y, and then the output would be x plus y. And if I run this script now, you will see that the output is 15, which is of course what we expect. The third example will be a bit more complex. So what we're going to do is we're going to define a function game. And then basically what we want to do is, usually when you create a game, it doesn't matter what kind of a game it is, it could be just a text-based game. Once the game has finished, you would like to ask the user, hey, would you like to play again? And this is something that we can do using two different functions. So we might have a game. I'm not going to basically create a full game here, but what I'm going to do is our game would be ask the user to input the answer to the question, what is your name? And that's it. It's not the fun game, I know, but it doesn't matter. For learning purposes, it's a perfect game. Then the game ends by printing hello plus name plus a dot. That's it. A very fun game to play, yes. Then I'm going to have another function called play again. And what it would do is it's going to ask the user, would you like to play again? And I will have a variable answer, which would be the input of the user to the question, would you like to play again? Yes or no? That's it. That's it. So if the answer is equal to y, then I would like to run the function game. If that's not the case, then I would like to pass, or maybe let's print thank you for playing, see you next time. That's it. So this would be the output if the user does not want to play again. And if the user wants to play again, then we're going to run the function again. Now, as part of game, once the game has run and finished, we would like to have the play again function. So as you can see, the game function has the play again function at the end, and the play again has the function game as part of its code. So let's see how this works. If I run basically the game function, it will ask for the name, and then the game has finished, so would you like to play again? If we say yes, it's going to run again. And then if we don't want to play again, we can just say no, and it would print thank you for playing, see you next time. And I hope this made functions a bit clearer for you, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to subscribe to the channel for more Python related videos, and I will see you in the next one.